Hello.
Good evening, welcome, thank you for joining us. My name's Barry.
And I'm Jay.
And together we are Mitosu Crafts.
Welcome to our channel for Fun Fold Friday. It is the 15th of November 2024 and you have Barry this evening creating a what?
What? I don't actually know. It's basically a little table favour. So I figured coming up to Christmas, a lot of you want to obviously hold little parties, a lot of you want to make some treats potentially, and so it's a very simple thing which I'm going to be doing for you. So yes, it's a treat holder, table favour kind of thing, very easy to do. So it's going to be a quick video tonight as well. So
yes, so if you are watching the replay, do fast forward to the demonstration. If you prefer, we'll say hello to those of you join us live. And here comes Tommy. Whee! So yes, so we have Cheryl, hello to you, Debs, Charlotte, Tanji, Pauline, Marty, Linda, hello, Mary Lou. We also have Lisa Allport, Lisa's Loft. Sorry, Tommy's in the way. Subi, good evening. Bling Bling Crafter, Pat, Mario, hello. We also have Gian, Maureen Power, Darla, Hermelinda, Amanda, Wendy, and I believe that is everyone.
excellent.
Thank you so much for joining us. And if you are watching on Facebook as well, hello to you.
So I think Tommy's doing a demonstration tonight. If you can probably see his tail wagging around. If you say his name, Tommy. Oh no, it's not. Oh, you say his name, he wags his tail. It's a dog cat. So cat dog. Yeah. So we're going to crack on now. So thank you everyone for joining us. I'm just going to battle with Tommy because let's go camera down. This is kind of what I've got to deal with at the moment. So somebody needs to move. Come on,
Tommy. I'll feed them.
Down you get.
Food.
Down you get, please, Tommy.
Oh.
Right, so there we go. Bribe the cat with food and we are good. So, right, so yeah, so it's a little treat holder. So I've made a lot of these already because we are off to an event, a crafting event tomorrow, and we're swapping. So this is actually my swap for tomorrow. So if you're going to the craft event with us tomorrow, then you may want to, if you don't want to see what you're getting, then close your eyes, come back and watch this tomorrow evening. Because this is what you're getting as my little swap for you. So I've got lots of them and they are that simple. You'll be able to knock these out easy in an evening. I've made 22 of them and I made them in a couple of hours, so that's how easy they are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some the cardstock I'm using for my base here is basic beige, and you'll need a piece here which is measuring 9 centimeters by 9 centimeters, and that won't work because that's not 9 centimeters. So let's start off with a bigger piece. You basically want a square, so if you're doing this in inches, you will want a square. So I would say go 3.5 by 3.5. Something which is divisible by 2, you want to go with. So 9 can be split in half by 4.5 for when scoring. So if you're doing it, so yes, you'd want something. So it'd be 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. So 1 3. So you would need a 3.5 by 3.5 square, and then you would then score it at 1 3/4 and 1 3/4. So for the centimeters, it's going to be a 9 centimeter by 9 centimeters square, and we want to score this in half at 4.5 centimeters, and the same again, 4.5 centimeters. That side right there. Okay. The designer series, so it's quite an easy one to do, as in the fact that you can get quite a lot out of one piece of paper. So you can get 4, so you can get 6 out of an A4 piece of paper, with some scraps left over, which you can then use for some other bits and bobs and some sentiments and so on. So I'm just going to pop those away. The pattern paper I'm using, I'm going to be using the Seasons of Elegance Designer Series paper. And I'm going to use, well, let's just see what offcut I've got actually. So this is very good for doing some offcuts. And this is exactly what I did with this paper, is I went through this and thought, okay, we've got all of these tiny little bits like this, and I've gone and used them. So it's very, very good for this. Craft fairs, craft markets and things are going to be very, very good. So you're going to need to have one which is measuring 4 centimeters by 4 centimeters. And then you would then need 2. You could go 3 of them at 4 by 4, but I find that just by taking a couple of millimeters off for 2 of them just makes it a tad bit easier. So I'm taking this down to 3.8 centimeters, and I would do 2 of those. So I've got one which is measuring 4 by 4, which is going to sit inside one of these squares quite nicely right here. And these ones will fit quite nicely in these ones, but it makes sense why I've made them a little bit smaller in a moment. So just to recap, I'll go through the measurements again in a moment, recap. So one more scoring which I haven't done on this is I want to do some diagonal scoring. Okay, so I want to score from one of these lines down to this line right here diagonally. So I'm just going to pop this back in my trimmer and score and do that twice. That one and that one. So that's that. With your 2 smaller pieces, you will want to cut those diagonally as well. So just line them up in your trimmer with the point to point like that. And cut. Same thing on this one here. And cut like that. So, and this is the reason why I've cut these a couple of millimeters smaller, or something, is that because you've got that gap in the middle, we are going to want to have it. Well, it just looks a little bit more pleasing to the eye when I did it, which is why I wanted to do it. Just reduce them a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and you can stick those down to your piece like so. Alright, so that's what you want to go ahead and do and stick those down. So just to recap on those measurements, you've got a 9 by 9 piece of cardstock, score in half at 4.5 both sides, and then go diagonally from the top down to one of the score lines on both sides. You will need 3 pieces of designer series paper, one measuring 4 centimeters by 4 centimeters, and another 2 measuring 3.8 centimeters by 3.8 centimeters, and that goes in like that. Once you've done those, stick them down. We'll stick the diagonal ones down at least. Anyway, we're going to not worry about the big one for the moment. Just going to stick the diagonal ones down. Goes in like that. And that one there. Like that. Right there. You right there, Joe? Somebody said something.
Your mom said I keep getting adverts popping up. Is anyone else? And I'm like, adverts is good for us.
Yeah, the adverts is just something which YouTube do. So you shouldn't get too many. You should hopefully only get I think how many are you getting? You can skip them as well. You should be able to skip them. Do let us know.
We also have Helen and Caroline on Facebook watching.
Good evening, everyone on Facebook. There we have it. So they're just going in like so. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, the reason I haven't put the third one in is I just wanted to do a bit of snipping first. So I'm going to snip up this score line here, but I'm going to snip up it on one side, and then I'm going to snip up it just ever so slightly on the opposite side as well, and then just trim that part away, just so that it kind of gives me a little bit of a gap right there. It just makes it a bit easier whilst we're folding this. So what we can do now is we can fold and burnish those that one there, and then these tiny little ones right there and right there. So that's that, and then we can then decide whatever way round we want to then stick this. So whatever way you're going to do it, one which is on top is the one which is going to have your designer series paper. So once you've made that decision, go ahead and stick that on. Can't see comments come through. Hang on a minute. Fine, that one goes on, and then we can then just go ahead and we can then stick. Do let us know on the, if you are getting adverts in the middle of the live. Let us know the frequency you're getting them.
So you're using a DSP from the Mini,
I am using DSP from the Mini.
but you can use any DSPs, right?
You can use any designer series paper. You can, which there's a sale on, isn't there, Jay?
Yes, there is.
That took me a while to get the hint which he was giving me then. Yes, you can use any DSP. Of course you can use any DSP. Yes, you can use any DSP you want. And currently there is a sale on, how much is it off, Jay? I can't remember what the discount is on designer series paper. It's either 10 or 20%. So you can, if you've got some designer series paper you like, you can currently get a little bit more from the annual catalogue. So designer series paper in the annual catalogue, and you can save yourself a little bit of money on that.
20% off.
Good.
And it ends this evening.
So 20% off, yes, and the sale ends this evening, and you get an additional 10% off on bundles as well. So bundles are already discounted at 10% anyway, and you will get an additional 10% off of that price. So you can technically save yourself, you can get yourself an additional 10% off of the bundles out of the annual catalogue. And inks and papers as well are in there. So if there is things which you want, then you can, and blends are included in that, so which is perfect for Jay's colouring with classes. So what we've done, that there is pretty much the fun fold. Okay, and now the chocolate I'm going to pop in here is one of these lovely little Ferrero Rochers. Okay, so that can then sit in like that, and they are going to yeah, there's nothing we can do about the ads, guys. So we're just going to have to.
If you missed something, come back and watch the replay, please.
Okay, and so I just put a little glue dot on the bottom on that, and then that can then sit in like that. Okay, and then that holds that in place. Now we are going to want to do just a tiny sentiment on this. Now the sentiment I have used is, oh, let me just grab it. Something simple, because obviously it's got a little chocolate on here. We've got sweet wishes. So I've got that one. And I've got myself a little bit of crumb cake, is what I've got. Pop that to one side. And I think I got these at around about 1 centimetre, I think I did it. By 4. Just grab myself a little block. That's good. And I'm just going to use some memento. My head's just going to sneak in a little bit here over the top. And that one goes on like that. Now, there's a couple of ways you can do it. I have been using, on all of my swaps, I use Stampin' Seal Plus on this. And I'm just going to go across the entire back of this. And then over on that, and kind of just pushed it in a little bit. Not this side, otherwise it's going to end up sticking to the wings. But on that. And there we have a simple, very easy to do little table favour. I think these would be perfect for Christmas. You can have them on sit them on your plates at Christmas if you want to. You've got a nice little sentiment there. Really easy to do. And you can knock out lots of them, as you can see. We have already got lots.
You've been busy.
And lots already. So I done those within a couple of hours. They weren't, or I did them over an evening, and then I finished them off in the morning. Just the sentiments. Very, very easy to do are these things. I can get them into one box, but I didn't want to damage the ones which are on top or anything or so like that. Obviously, they do kind of may fall off a little bit if you do stuff. So that's why I've spread them out over 2 boxes. Just so that they stay protected. So that there is my tonight's Fun Fold Friday project. Let us know what you think. So, really simple. Are you going to be able to give it a try yourself? In my house, chocolates would have to be very well glued down if I made them in advance. Yeah. Well, we've got a box of stuff, haven't we? Which
It's underneath everything, so which is
it's underneath boxes. So there we have it. That's my project for you.
well done, Barry.
I told you it'd be a quick one.
Yeah, I was
tonight.
just saying you can make it into a bigger card.
Yes.
And then kind of like have a magnet, so then the person receiving it can prop it up.
Yep, do that. Yeah, this is a miniature version of a card which you could do. So if you just basically need a square, and then which you can then divide.
You can do that next week.
Which you can then divide into equal panels, and then just take the same thing. So, Tommy,
All right.
you're going to squish it.
We'll finish up.
So there we have it.
Amazing.
Tommy's getting impatient. Have you fed them?
Yes.
So that's the one. Let us know if you're going to have a try at this yourself, or if you have any issues or any questions. Do let me know.
Yes. So we might do a card next with that fold.
Yes, Jay.
Yes.
It'll be Jay next week. He's just volunteered himself.
Am I? Anyway, so thank you so much for joining us this evening. Yes, we'll see you on Sunday.
Sunday evening, yes, same time, same place.
Cool.
So thanks for watching, everyone, and we
Take
will see you
care.
again very soon. Take care for now.
Bye.
Bye.